Using the Align and Distribute tools is a good way of making sure your objects are arranged in the right order. So let's see how to do that. So you can see on this slide we've got a few objects. We've got some shapes, an image and a text box as well. And you can see the image has been placed on top of a couple of these shapes. And I want these shapes to actually be on top of the image instead. So to change the order of the arrangement, first we click on the object that we want to arrange so that it's highlighted. So in this case, I want it to be the image. Then we click on Arrange in the toolbar here at the top, go to Order, and this is where we can place the object either behind or on top of the others. So in this example, the image is selected and we can choose to send backwards, which will place it behind the shapes one layer at a time. So if I choose Send Backwards, you can see that one of the shapes is now on top of it, but the other one is still behind it. If I just undo that, go back to Arrange and Order, the other option we have is Send to Back. So if you click on there, it will put the image behind everything on the slide. So if we now move this shape over to the image, you'll see that it's automatically put it on top of the image because the image has been sent to the back of everything. And it works the other way too. So if we now select the image, click on Arrange and Order, and we can now bring the image forward. So it positions it on top of each object one layer at a time. So if I choose Bring Forward, it's now over the top of this one shape, but the other shape is still in front of it. And if we click on Arrange and Order, we can actually bring it to the front so that it will be on top of everything. And now if I move this shape, it will automatically go behind the image because the image is now on top of everything. Another option we have is to center a selected object centrally on the page. So if we choose the object first by clicking on it, go to Arrange, and then we've got Center on Page horizontally, and you can see it's moved across horizontally, and we've also got Center on Page vertically. If you want to rotate the object clockwise or anti-clockwise, then first choose the object, then go to Arrange, and we've got Rotate clockwise by 90 degrees or anti-clockwise by 90 degrees. And you can just click on there and you can see it's now moved. There's also the option of flipping horizontally and vertically. So again, select the image, go to Arrange and go to Rotate, and you've got Flip horizontally and Flip vertically. So far we've looked at arranging objects one at a time, but what if you want to arrange multiple objects at the same time? If I go into this slide now, to do that you simply hold down the Shift key whilst clicking on the objects that you want to select. So click once on the object, hold down the Shift key and select the objects. So now when we click Arrange in the toolbar, we've now got the option of alignment as well. So we can now align all of these objects to the left, to the right, or centered, as well as to the top, the middle, or the bottom. So if I click on left, they're all now aligned to the left. We can align them to the right. We can align them centrally. And we can align them to the top. We can align them to the bottom. And we can align them to the middle. We can also arrange these objects so that they're evenly spaced, either horizontally or vertically. So whilst these are in a line here as such, and they're all selected still, if we go to the Arrange and Distribute, if we say horizontally, it should put them all evenly spaced horizontally. Go to Arrange, Distribute, and say vertically, it will align them vertically evenly spaced. And if we say Align centered, and you can see they're all evenly spaced. And the final option is to group the objects together. So again, hold down Shift and select all of the objects. Go to Arrange and click on Group. So this means that these selected items will all act as one single element. So for example, if you want to resize them all at the same time by clicking the drag handles, they will all be resized at the same time. If you want to change just one of the objects in the group, then double click on the object to select it, and then you can just edit it as needed. And if you want to separate the objects again, then just click on any of the objects, go to Arrange and Ungroup, and these are now all separate items again. Now the final thing I want to show you is aligning objects on a slide automatically. So when you click and drag an object, you'll notice that these red lines appear. So this is whenever you're aligned with another object, and it also tells you when you're centered on the slide. You can see the thick red lines appear. Move these out of the way. So this option is switched on by default and it's called Snap to Guides. If you don't want this enabled, then click on View in the toolbar, go to Snap to, and deselect where it says Guides. Or you can click on Grid instead. This means that you'll be aligning the object to an invisible grid, so there's no red lines visible at all, as you can see now. I'm clicking and dragging this item around and there's no red lines. So that was aligning and arranging and distributing objects, and job done.